Hello, everybody, and welcome here inside of Kentucky Speedway in Sparta, Kentucky. Just not sandwiched right in between the metropolitan areas of Louisville, Kentucky, and Cincinnati, Ohio. It is the Roehl Transport 150 as we get ready to open out Ionity Overdrive to see who will be who will be king of the hill at the end of the season at Boysen Motorsports Park. It's a great day for racing. Ignore the fact that that just said the Hankook Cup Series logo there on that broadcast graphic. But it's a pretty beautiful day for racing. A bit of an afternoon race here in Kentucky. And we are all set to get going for 40 laps of what promises to be an incredible race. The Truck Series did not race here last season. The Cup Series raced for the third time on the Big Oval in the series history. But unfortunately, we don't have very many in the field, so this could either be the most boring race on Earth or could still be a pretty good race, just with less people. Let's take a look at your Hankook driver spotlight as we get ready to start off with Shoot Miss Kill, who qualifies on pole, returning for the first time since the ROBLOX update that kind of forced him away from the sport. However, he has come back. He's got an account that can play this game, and he is currently actually off to a very good start. He came into this with 1 bonus point, 5 bonus points to his credit because of his race win early in the season. He has also qualified on pole, so that jumps him up to just 2 points behind Marcel in the Overdrive standings. So with Shoot Miss Kill showing incredible speed here in Kentucky, he could have a chance to go for his second win in the Truck Series this year. And however, unfortunately, he does have somebody right next to him that will challenge him for that spot. Marcel 1206 comes in with 2 wins. As a result, also came in with 12 bonus points because of that. And Marcel, looking for his 3rd win of the year, easily the most dominant performer in the Truck Series in season 2. That FedEx Express Ram EV is going to be lightning quick, especially once he is able to kind of get himself used to the racetrack. He doesn't have nearly as much practice on the racetrack as Shoot Miss Kill does, but once Marcel warms up to the racetrack, you can expect him to be nigh on unstoppable, barring any fuckery from the other drivers. And next up is the third driver in our Hankook driver spotlight. Let's go a bit of a different route. Tanks Will Die, making his first ever Truck Series start. Obviously not in Overdrive, but he is making his first start today. He does have a permanent seat with Wind River Racing Junior team. However, he has betrayed the Japanese muscle to drive a Ram today, driving that number 43 truck. He'll be starting at the back today. But making his first start, only good things could come from a debut. With that being said, we're going to head down to the grid for the national anthem as we get ready to honor our nation with the playing of the Star Spangled Banner. 1 sec. Sorry, y'all. I know this is like the part that takes the longest, but Discord screws it up if I type it and then don't. Anyway. Drivers, start your engines. 4 drivers, 40 laps, but the opening round of Overdrive promises to be a good one, and hopefully we could see some more join in as the race progresses. At least that is the hope. Of course, our one of our guest officials today is Narrows Arrows, who we're hoping to see in the Cup race later this afternoon. Drivers all set to go, and as you can see up there, the drivers did a little bit of practice after qualifying. Some of them have already managed 11 laps, so this race, barring any cautions, should go by at the snap of a finger. So the Cup race will also be 60 laps later on today, which that one was probably a mistake. If this race goes by lightning quick, then I guess lessons have been learned, but we are kind of going to be committed to 60 laps for that Cup race. So anyway, I should also change corner cuts too. There we go. So, well, I guess not. Screw me, I guess. But Shoot, Miss, Kill qualified on pole. He is going to be starting on the inside lane. The 5 bonus points go to that number 11 Bin House Ram. But with that being said, let's ask the most important question, because if we don't ask it, we could see a log jam on the race start, and nobody wants that. Drivers, are you ready? Also, the drivers highlighted in yellow on the scoring pylon today, those are the drivers that are in Ionity Overdrive. Those are the drivers that are currently eligible for the championship fight. That is Marcel and Shoot, Miss, Kill. The truck series, there is not a special banner on the back end of the truck, and obviously with this truck mesh not having the you know, the series banner on the front of it like you'd see on the normal trucks, obviously we can't really do anything with the banner either. So unfortunately, nothing really that special for the truck series, but we do have the ticker that does allow us to display the championship contenders. But with that being said, the 2 championship contenders qualifying 1-2 in row 1, that is Shoot, Miss, Kill on the inside row, followed by Marcel on the outside, and then in row 2 you have Daniel on the outside of Tanks, or on the inside with Tanks Will Die, qualifying on the outside row of row 2. With that being said, drivers are all ready to go. Countdown is going to begin here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Green flag in the air for the Roehl Transport 150. It's Ionity Overdrive here on Perez Sports Network. And down to the inside row, Shoot, Miss, Kill pushes the 26 up the racetrack. They're going to try to barrel in onto the back straightaway. Already getting a little spread out, which is either encouraging or not so much. Encouraging in the fact that we could see a cleaner. Oh, Daniel's just got had a stroke on the entrance of turn 3. I'm fumbling over my words. That's lap 1 completed at Kentucky. Still side by side, a drag race to the front there. The scoreboard got it right. Marcel does cross the line first. About a 2/10 split between him and, I would assume, Shoot, Miss, Kill there. Although you can see Tanks Will Die is up in the top 3. He's got the draft. Marcel slips a little bit coming out of the corner. That 43 truck gonna try to make a charge. He's gonna turn the 26. Into the wall they go. I'm not gonna call a caution. I will though. I will give a verbal though to the 43 though. That could have definitely been prevented. So that's not a 1 out. Oh, something's wrong with Daniel. So with that, Shoot, Miss, Kill or laughing his happy ass to the bank. He's out in front by about a second as the chaos ensued back there with Tanks and oh yeah, sorry about that. Thanks, Shoot, Miss, Kill. We'll be keeping an eye on your Ionity Fastest Lap throughout the course of the race today. The winner of the Ionity Fastest Lap, which is obviously the fastest race time set in these 40 laps, that will award that driver 5 bonus points. Everybody in this field is eligible for Truck Series points, so those 5 bonus points are going to go to somebody. 43 on the inside. He's going to take out Daniel. Caution is out. And that is going to be a... Oh, might have to review the film there. But Daniel is definitely probably a little bit pissed off there. Tanks Will Die, causing the second incident of the day. And at 43, got to give him a little bit of grace. He has not The only laps he's turned in this truck on this track were during qualifying. However, at some point, those excuses run out pretty quickly. Pit road will be open, although I'm not sure why you'd want to. And Narrows, looks like Narrows is going to do the busy... I keep forgetting that Narrows exists, let alone that he's an official, but Narrows is going to review that incident between Daniel and Tanks, basically pulling an FIA. I don't think the 53 did not request a review there. That's just like an NFL booth review. But while they're taking a look at that, nobody's pitted, so we are going to just change the laps. Now, that being said, if somebody wants to request a review, they can, although, yeah. All right, so once we confirm all drivers are ready to go, Narrows is not a driver. I need to make like a separate team thing, right? And then add drivers to that thing. Like you have your drivers and your officials, right? Stuff like that. So that way I could just say change % mark drivers laps, like stuff like that. I think that would be a lot easier. But drivers are already, well, we got to actually make sure they're ready to go first. And no further action will be taken on the incident between the 52 and the 43. So that has been the official, or that's been the booth decision up there with Electric Racing Tour race control. So we're gonna double check to make sure everybody's ready to go, because my message did get kind of overridden there. So they've already completed 7 laps of this, which means this race should go by pretty quickly regarding everybody learns how to drive. I don't speak blank. I'm sorry, Narrows. But the countdown will begin here in 3, 2... Oh, that might actually be a problem. Oh, never mind. It did disappear. Green flag back in the air here in Kentucky. By the way, that countdown has not glitched in weeks. We had a glitch early, like mid-season, where it kept, like, the countdown kept messing up. But it hasn't done that in a few races, knock on wood. That's not wood, so I guess I just cursed us all. I have a tempered glass desk. But shoot, miss, kill it. Or sorry, I should probably say shoot Vegeta now. He's on an alt account. But he is on the bottom. He's going to try to make a move to the 26. Side-by-side, drag race into the tri-oval. And the 11 will have the lead at the line. The ticker has messed up completely. That is not Marcel in the lead, although that is why with the race finishes, we end up reviewing the film anyway. And both drivers going to the outside wall, and looks like Narrows wants to review some jump starts that happened on that last restart. So that makes my job a hell of a lot easier. Nobody reported a jump start, though, so I would not have probably gone back with that. But shoot, miss, kill continues to lead. He's led almost every single lap in this race. 31 laps to go here in the Roehl Transport 150. And we'd like to thank everyone who's tuned in up to this point. You are watching the Electric Racing Tour on Perez Sports Network. The best sports on the best network. And Shoot continues to lead into the corner. He's got a very interesting approach. He likes to brake late into that corner, which I don't normally recommend, but then again, I'm not a professional stock car driver, so take my advice with a grain of salt. But he made it work. He qualified on pole. He was easily the fastest in our final open, like our final private practice that we had, because I got the track out literally at 10 o'clock in the fucking morning. You know, he did really well. He's raced very well on tracks like Las Vegas, for example. So he has some speed in this number 11 Ram. Now, keep in mind, even though he has been on a little bit of a forced vacation because of Roblox's update, he is in a situation where somehow he made overdrive. He's super lucky for that. That one win. Also, get off the wall, Daniel. Oh, wait, you're not on the wall, are you? Oh, he's lagging. Okay, I see what's going on. But it is side by side between him and Tanks. Tanks is going to go to the bottom of the racetrack. Daniel's into the wall again. Daniel's going to do a Chastain against his own will. Something's wrong with that 52 truck, and this is my server. 52 doesn't normally have issues with the lag, so I don't know what's gone on with that Kit Kat Ram today. We're gonna pretend like he just pulled like an Adam Petty or something. His throttle hung open or something. Marcel into second place. Tanks, aka Messi the Goat, he is into third place in his debut race. So he's going to get some pretty good points here. Also points for Wind River Junior team, which is my team. I promise that I'm not rigging races. If I did, my team would have been in the frickin' Constructors League, but we're one of the worst teams in the league right now. So both in trucks and in cup. So it could be a battle brewing again between Tanks and Daniel once Daniel gets back up into his form. However, it looks like we're gonna have a couple of stern words from race control. The 26 and the 43 are getting nabbed for wall taps. Not quite into 1 out of 3 territory yet, according to race officials. However, definitely something to keep an eye on. Also, I would say shoot miss kill, but he's actually been he's been driving a pretty clean race. He's tapped the backstretch wall a couple of times. Nothing too severe from that Napa number 11. And by the way, this race we do have the console here that does allow me to change the time. However, we will keep this as a day race. The track or the schedule says it's a day race, so we will follow that. However, the Cup race later on today will be a day to night race, so you will see the time transition throughout the course of the Cup race later on today. Shoot Miss Kill has led but all of 2 laps, I swear to God, and he has been he's been throwing the field over his knee and just giving him a spank the entire time. And he's making a few mistakes here that could give way to that number 50 or that number I'm having a stroke. That number 26 catching up to him. But I wouldn't be too worried about that if I'm the 11. They're staying on the PJ1 up into the corners here. This is going to be a potential opportunity, and a verbal warning has been given to the 11. 43 is trying to get trying to hit his marks. He's learning the track as the race progresses, and he is looking bad fast coming out of that corner. Marcel might be under threat. Let's go on board. Let's go on board with that number 43. This is going to be your Ram onboard camera. And into the corner they go. You can definitely see Tanks holding he gets on the throttle a little bit. He's holding it through the corner, and the 26 just had some issues. Let's take a checkup on your Ionity fastest lap, brought to you by Ionity, the official electric vehicle charging station of the Electric Racing Tour. Hold that thought real quick. We're going to hold on just a bit until this battle subsides. This is your FedEx onboard. Well, I should say, well, we can't really do a back cam, can we? Oh, well, that sucks. We'll probably have to, I think I know how to potentially program something like that, but down the back straightaway, it looks like that has kind of stalled out just a little bit. Tanks will die, still holding on to that third place spot. Back to your Ram onboard camera. And now he'll try to dive down to the inside. 26 hits the wall to the outside. Now diving down to the bottom. Tanks will die, takes second place away. Hasn't cleared the 26 yet. He'll come up. 26, he's cleared him. But he'll try a switchback coming in through the corner. That 43 holding on to it here into second place as we approach the halfway mark of this race. 21 laps to go, about to transition to 20 laps to go. Marcel is losing ground. He has totally lost that second place spot from the 43. And Marcel, his race is getting worse, but Tanks Will Die is improving as the race progresses. Started dead last with a time measured into the 31 category in qualifying, and now he's gotten into a spot where he could potentially try for the lead if he does get a little bit of extra speed out of that number 43 Ram. Speaking of Ram, it seems like that is the only manufacturer that's represented in this race today. So, Mopar or no car, quite literally for these guys. A little bit of a slip out of the 26 there. He's trying to, he kind of, as a driver, is a bit of a, now the battle is not so much a battle for position. It's a mental battle now, because you have to try to hit your marks as best you can, try to catch up to the driver in front of you, and trust me from experience, that is not an easy battle to win. But the main thing is keeping tabs on that truck in front of you, making sure that you can take advantage of it if they make a mistake. Tanks Will Die has definitely improved dramatically in this race, a very quick adapter, and I'm pretty sure if this race would have gone on a little bit longer, could potentially, actually there's still a chance that him and Shoot could battle for the lead later on in this race. It just all kind of depends on what the battery situation is looking like. Obviously, we do not know what that's looking like. Again, that might be something to look into in the off season, programming a little HUD that we could probably put up on the bottom of the screen here, in terms of the tachometer, right? But like, stay off the wall. Marcel, he's having issues. 26 had some severe issues, might actually be lagging, and he's pulling off. He's pitting. You don't have to use the access road for the pits, by the way. Either something's wrong with the 26 or he is going to pit. And Marcel is just, I think he's retired. No, he's just pitting. So that's, well, that's our first pit stop. It makes me wonder what that strategy is going to look like, because now we're down to 15 laps to go. So this is going to blow this whole race wide open potentially, because now I can't say that I fully know who's going to pit when, or if some of these guys are going to pit at all. No, Shoot Miss Kills coming down the pit road. That's your leader. Tanks Will Die also coming into pit road. Marcel may actually have an advantage here. Daniel is going to stay out. Daniel is going to take the lead, not at the line. He'll be second at the line, but he will be your leader. Now the question is, how long will Daniel stay out for? When he cycles back around, he'll probably end up back into third place, or maybe fourth place again. Marcel is a lap down. However, that will most definitely change once they all cycle out. Daniel stays out for another lap. How much battery does that 52 truck have? Oh, just watch out, 43. Stay below that line until the back straightaway at the very least. Okay, you're clear, you're clear. Back up to race speed. Try not to do too much to the 52 there. All clear. 52 still in the lead, and now the question is, I don't think the 52 could have gone down pit road even if he was trying to, as the 43 was blocking that inside line. He might have to hold on for another lap. Either that 52 is a super saver or everybody else was kind of overestimating their battery here. Is that 52 truck a fuel mileage race here in Kentucky, potentially? Daniel stays out again. That is the leader of this race. The second driver back to him is Shoot Miss Kill. Tanks and Marcel are both one lap down. Down to the back straightaway, keeping an eye on that 52 again. Oh, and Marcel is retiring. Technically, that does put us below minimum, but we're just going to keep it going. There's 11 laps to go. It's fine. I'll mark him down as a rage quit, though, in the results. Oh, and then the 52 going to push the 43 out of the way. How long, and by the way, if Daniel retires, that will most definitely put an end to this race, but oh, the 43 bumps the 52 out of the way here. 10 laps to go in Kentucky. I'm sorry, I will be right back. 9 laps. All right, y'all, I'm back. What was the caution for? Oh, shit. Oh, there's a flip? Are you serious? Wow. Okay. Who flipped? Oh, it was Daniel. So we did catch that on camera. There's a... Wait, what? I made sure all of them were no collide. I made sure of it. I don't know where the bump would be, to be honest with you. Right at the final... Oh, no. I'll investigate it for the cup race. All right, well, with that, we'll have 5 laps to go. That's only the second caution of the race. We do math. All right. So everybody pitted, I assume, right? All right, so Daniel, I did have my headphones on. I did hear Daniel pit. I didn't know he flipped though. But countdown is going to begin here in 3, 2, 1. Green flag back of the air here in Kentucky. And this could be an opportunity for Tanks to take the lead, potentially win in his first ever start. But that's if the 11 doesn't have something to say about it first. Now into turn number 2. He's got the draft. Now to the bottom of the racetrack. Shoot, miss, kill, outbreaks him. 43 might have the advantage on the bottom. The 11 is going to slap him. They'll come into the tri-oval. Side by side for the lead here. Could be for the race win. And he's going to get a shove out of turn 1. The 11 is going to try the switch back on it. They're side by side onto the back straightaway. The 11 pushes the 43 into the wall. Still side by side. Entering turn number 3. He's still hanging tough on the PJ1. The 11 to the bottom of the racetrack, just barely legal. 3 laps to go in Kentucky. That amounts to about 4.5 miles to go. The 11 now to the bottom of the racetrack, racing the 43 surprisingly cleanly. 43 pops off the wall just a slight bit there, and now the 11 tries to outbrake him. The 11 cannot go to his favorite spot. Shoot, miss, kill has been making it work on the high side. Now he's forced to have to go somewhere else to try to get this win. And that's the mark of a fantastic driver, one that can adapt. You can't afford to get too comfortable as a driver. There are times where you're going to be forced out of your preferred lane, and Shoot, miss, kill made it work. He took that lead back. 2 miles to go, approximately 2 laps to go, approximately 2 miles left. Now to the final quarter. The 43 tries to use the shoot, miss, kill method out of the corner exit. He actually gained speed. He's going to slingshot. The 11 goes to block. 1 lap to go, presented by Hankook. Now to the top side. The 11 closes the door. 43 forces his way through anyway. This is going to be a hell of a finish. Down the backstretch for the final time. 43, he's going to hit the wall. Shoot, miss, kill might win this. No, the 43 going to try to outbreak the 11. He's going to stay on the bomb. He's not going to go block. 43 tries to shove. That might have been a mistake. Shoot, miss, kill is going to come down and win in Kentucky. What a finish. Shoot, miss, kill holds on and wins his second race of the season in Kentucky. He just came back. ROBLOX screwed him out of starts this season, but he got the account verified. He's back in the Electric Racing Tour, and he wins in his first week back. What a finish. It is shoot, miss, kill, tanks will die, Daniel, and then Marcel, your finishing order. And that is also a fantastic debut for the 43 truck. And also really good points for Wind River Racing as well. Tanks will die in his first ever race. And shoot, miss, kill will go to Hankook victory lane for the second time. And not to mention, he gets the bonus points for the fastest lap. So your Ionity fastest lap is shoot, miss, kill with a 29.69. Nice. 7. Can somebody get the confetti for me in victory lane? I'd like to remind you that this victory is fueled by the same ones who fuel you. Victory's first stop is presented to you by Maverik, Adventure's first stop. And with that being said, shoot, miss, kill, his second win of the Truck Series this year. And the trophy today is one of those model trucks you can find at the hardware store. It's a rural transport truck here, basically, although it should be red, but it's not. And well, with that being said, shoot, miss, kill trucked along in this race for sure. He was in for the long haul. He led the bulk of the race. Daniel stayed out. He tried to extend as much as he could. Unfortunately, he eventually had to pit, brought out the yellow. That made way for Tanks Will Die to come in and try to win the race. Unfortunately, just was not meant to be. Shoot, miss, kill. The last driver I would expect to have the brains to hold on to a lead like that. He does it, goddammit. He did it. And that Napa Auto Parts Ram is in victory lane for the second time this year. Yeah, your defending is insane. I expected you to drive like a fucking crackhead, but you actually drove like a half-decent driver for once in your life. So, with that being said, picture is going to be taken here once the chat bubbles dissipate, once you stop talking. Picture will be taken. I'm waiting for the chat bubbles to disappear. Ah, there we go. Okay. Picture will be taken in 3, 2, 1. Picture. Ah, damn it. Shoot, miss, kill. You're gonna have to do the dance again. Unless you... Okay. 3, 2, 1. Picture. And with that, he gets the victory lane photo taken. What a finish to this race, and at Kentucky of all places. Man, I wish this track... imagine if this track never got that repave. Imagine if NASCAR actually had a package for Kentucky back in the day. Man, this track was certainly something special up until 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, somewhere around there. But that's not it from Kentucky. We do have the Cup race later on today. That is going to be the Greater Cincinnati Ford Dealers 200 from Kentucky Speedway. We also might have a couple of people making their Cup Series debuts later on today. We know that Matt Champion is now a part-time driver in the Cup Series. Will he pull a Corey Heim and win on a part-time basis in the Cup Series? We're just going to have to find out. But until then, that is going to do it for our coverage of the Roehl Transport 150 from Kentucky Speedway. That is the opening round of Ionity Overdrive in the Truck Series in the books. And we will see you all later on tonight for the Greater Cincinnati Ford Dealers 200 in the Cup Series as they open out their fourth annual, I should say, Ionity Overdrive. But until then, guys, make sure you're always remember to stay charged. And until next time, and you know there'll be a next time, have a good one. Shoot, miss, kill. Defends, has the defense of his life, and pulls off